Before we round off the show with our global countdown, we're going to continue the literary theme with a quick trip to Brazil, where a vibrant independent literary scene has been growing steadily in recent years. Dozens of small publishing houses have sprung up with emphasis on creativity and originality rather than just selling books. Meanwhile, a boom in book fairs and festivals has given them a platform to reach new audiences, and they've made a spiritual home at the Banca Tatuí in São Paulo. It's an old-fashioned newsstand which has been converted into a bookshop and mini cultural space, and it's had a transformational effect on the surrounding area. We sent our own Frederick Bernas to find out more.
At first glance, the corner of Rua Barão de Tatuí and Rua Imaculada Conceição looks like any other street in São Paulo. A small kiosk sits at the intersection, the kind which normally sells newspapers, snacks and cigarettes. But the Banca Tatuí is painted bright yellow, and there are no sugary temptations in sight. Every crevice of the fetching wood-panelled interior is filled with colourful creations, novels, magazines, leaflets, postcards, picture books and more. They're produced by more than 160 independent publishers, many of which use artisanal techniques like analog typography or silk screen printing, as well as special types of paper. But that emphasis on bringing back the human touch in today's digital age doesn't mean that newer technology has been forgotten. Here's Josélia Aguiar, the current curator of Flip, Brazil's premier literary festival.
Ao mesmo tempo em que eles resgatam técnicas antigas de produção e impressão,
at the same time as old production techniques are being rescued, these publishers are also very connected. They do all their promotion on the internet, with virtual shops and social networks, so you can't say they're just reviving the past. It's a contemporary scene being created by young people who know how to reach exactly the audience they need. They formed a circuit which sells between its own members. I very rarely see anything of low quality. People circulate in the scene and know each other's work. Everybody helps one another, and it's getting bigger all the time.
The Banca Tatuí often writes or speaks as itself, in the first person, inviting people to events and announcing book releases via social media.
Está confirmado. Eu tenho os melhores amigos leitores do planeta, do universo, da galáxia.
Behind those words are two journalists, João Varela and Cecília Arbolave, who started the project in 2014. The couple, who also run a small publishing company called Lot 42, have lived in the Santa Cecilia neighbourhood for more than a decade. One day, they saw the dilapidated kiosk opposite their building was up for sale, so they jumped at the chance. João Varela says that creating a home for indie publishing was vital in a tough commercial sector dominated by large corporations.
É que uma livraria ela tá mais focada naqueles best sellers, né, nos mega sellers.
Traditional bookstores don't pay as much attention. They're more focused on bestsellers, which are usually fictional works translated from foreign languages, because those are the most guaranteed sellers. There's not much interest in developing local authors, so we want to take that risk and experiment, but Brazilian stores don't see our work as very palatable. That's why we needed a space where the shop window is our own, and for other small publishers.
E aí a gente precisava desse lugar onde a vitrine fosse nossa e de outras editoras pequenas, né?
The translation trend is reflected by national market data. In 2012, just 2 of the top 20 books sold in Brazil were written by Brazilians. But things have improved in the last few years, with the bestseller list divided evenly between national and international authors since 2015. It would be rather far-fetched to say the Banca Tatuí is responsible for that shift, but it's emblematic of a positive change. And one thing which cannot be disputed is the impact the kiosk has had on its local area, as João explains.
Essa esquina aqui era chamada Ladrão de Tatuí com Emaconhada Conceição.
At night, it used to be dangerous here. This corner was a drug sales point, but that stopped when we opened up. More businesses are moving in now. I don't want to say the Banca was a panacea which changed everything, but it definitely contributed. We started believing that public safety issues can be resolved without the police. Sometimes you bring more people to frequent a space, and people care for people. So gradually, the drugs faded away. Today, it's peaceful and safe.
Gradativamente essa boca de fumo foi desaparecendo até que não existe mais.
He told me that locals even nicknamed the road Robber of Tatuí, swapping the Portuguese word ladrão for the original barão, which means baron. The corner lived up to its sinister reputation when thieves broke into the stand just days after João and Cecilia had purchased it. So they doubled down on security, reinforcing the roof, which is now strong enough to use as a pop-up stage for street parties.
Ele não quer mais a sua companhia, baby.
On the morning of my visit to the Banca, I met Mario Melilli, the son of Italian migrants who moved to Brazil when he was a child. At the age of 70, Mario has observed 6 decades of life in Santa Cecilia. He regularly stops by the kiosk to flick through books and chat.
Aqui, livraria só mais perto do centro, a grande livraria.
There aren't many bookstores around here, and the old newspaper stand used to be completely different. It was a place for homeless people and drugs, with lots of closed shops. Now it's more calm. When my father opened his first business nearby, everybody thought he was crazy. But you have to believe in things, and it evolves. Today, there's even a shopping center in the area, so it's all part of a bigger process. Every neighborhood has its own life.
Porque cada bairro hoje tem a sua vida própria.
Ele já não quer mais a sua companhia, baby.
By contributing to urban change and bringing new literature to diverse groups of people, the Banca Tatuí transcends the act of merely selling books. It's become a real nexus for the indie publishing community, strengthening a dynamic movement that will surely keep gaining momentum as the word spreads, figuratively and literally. For Monocle, in São Paulo, I'm Frederick Bernas.
Muito obrigado.